Hello and welcome to the Mentor Maya 7 channel, where we are in the business of talking with inspirational people, looking for ideas, looking for solutions to the unemployment rates in Africa, of which we have come to the conclusion that is going to be only through skills acquisition. As we keep saying, and we'll repeat it again and again, the degrees alone are not working for Africa. And I think they are not even working elsewhere abroad. And they have vested a lot into skills acquisition, and Africans, which we are, should start thinking in that manner. And today I have an amazing, beautiful, soft young lady on set, and I am excited to have this conversation with her, and I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself to us. Stay tuned, and I bet you will love the conversation. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, Auntie. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay.
I'm really excited, and I'm hoping to share the little I know with fellow viewers.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Introduce yourself, please.
Okay, I'm called Suzy Sumelong. I'm a nail technician and a lash technician, and I'm based in Boya.
Okay.
Yes, and I have a shop in Monaco, precisely.
Okay. So I'm excited to know a little bit about your background. Could you give us your background, like family background, a little bit, but more about your education?
Okay, so I'm the first out of three. My father is of late. I live in Sandpit in Boya. I'm 27 years old. I schooled in GHS Bukwango in Boya and obtained my advanced level at Frankfield. I'm a graduate of marketing at HIPMAT. HIPMAT is a school in Boya, professional university. I did not go to the University of Boya. So after obtaining my degree, I went into the business in which I'm currently in right now.
Okay.
Yes, so that's it.
Okay. So how long after your degree to you becoming, between your degree, like your graduation, did you try to seek for work, and did you put out applications?
No, I did not. First off, the reason I went into what I'm currently doing right now is because I lost my dad in 2015, and with the way things presented themselves at the time, I felt this need to get responsible. I don't know why or how, but I realized, okay, the head is no longer there. So the fact I'm the first child of my family, I need to get into something where I can be able to take care of myself and be able to help my mom as the situation presented itself at the time. So immediately I was done with school, I went into training. Immediately, I did not go in for any job application or looking for some part-time service or anything. I went directly into looking for training, which I did here in Boya at Malingo. There's a shop there called Ocean Beauty, and I did a training for the first 2 months. And later on, my boss at the time was impressed with the way I was committed towards what I was doing. Initially, I had no plans of staying that long, but and I had no idea either about what I was getting myself into. All I needed was just to train myself in the skill, and I had no idea. So what I did was devote my time, focus, and he was impressed, and later on he hired me now to work with him. So I stayed with him for a year, 3 months before getting my own place eventually. Yes.
But when people graduate, you said there was a need for you to step up because your father had passed, and your mom, you saw and evaluated that she needed help. Even getting a job gets a salary.
That's true though, but I'll say the background of all of this came from the idea of me being a marketing student. I was very, very active and very pushful when it comes to being out there. I didn't like sitting in one position. I wanted to create things. I wanted to do things that could easily get me my own money faster.
Okay.
So I was motivated from that background based on where I went to school and university. And with the knowledge we had in school, we're taught to be entrepreneurs, not to be employees. Exactly, yes. So I got that motivation from there. And another thing too is a statement during my father's funeral where one of my aunties said, you will have to stop school, even if it means you to sell SIM cards, since your wife no more. And that rang a bell in my head at the time. Like, okay, that means it's finished, I'm over, it's done for me. No more school, because my father is no longer there. And maybe the thing, my mother will not be able to support me in school. So I'm like, okay, if I have to go back to school, I will use my own money to send myself back to school. Yeah. And I took upon myself to make that decision and push myself out there.
Okay.
Yes.
So you worked, you learned, how long, what was your training period like? How long was it?
Okay, so at the time, what I'm currently doing, like the nails in particular, it was not very common per se. And at the time, the rates were way cheaper than what it is right now.
Okay.
Yes, that was 5 years ago, because I started learning this 5 years ago. So it took, like I said, I initially went for 2 months training. So with the way things unfolded, I actually loved it and I decided to stay. And I extended my stay, and with the way my boss saw me working, he decided to employ me now as his staff. And the thing is, he did not pay me on a salary basis. What we did was percentage basis. Every day. Yes. Okay. So he had clients. When he's working on one, I'm working on the other. Excuse me. Yeah. When he's working on one, I'm working on the other. So at the end of the day, what we usually do is we share what I've made.
Yes.
Based on a 70-30 basis. And subsequently it increased from 60-40, it increased to 60-40. Okay. And that was how I was able to save up a little money for me to be able to get my own place after a year.
Okay.
Yes.
So how much did you pay him for the 2 months training?
Okay.
At that time though?
Yes, at that time. At that time
it
was 40,000 francs.
40,000
francs for a month. For a month, yes. That's what he took from me.
Okay.
Yes. But I believe at the time other people had their own fees. But I pleaded, because he charged 50 and I gave more. Yes, and I gave 40. Okay. So I gave the money and he provided my materials for me to work with. Okay. Yes, it was included in the materials, but it wasn't personal. There were things you use on the go at the shop. Right. Yes, and later on you'd leave them there and then you go back home. So as time went on, I purchased my own things myself to enhance me to practice at home, because it doesn't just suffice you staying with him. You need to practice so that you can be able to get better. So it was 40,000. I gave him 80,000 pounds for 2 months, and just like that, I ended up buying stuff for myself and practicing at home, and also working at home too. Yes, because while I was working for him, I was working at home to improve myself and let my neighbors in particular know that I was now into the business. Okay. And that was how I was able to grow.
All right. Yes. So I'm curious, with me being in Cameroon and growing in Cameroon, there was a lot of a lot of people wanted to learn a quick skill to make money. They went towards hairdressing. And tailoring takes a while. It takes a long time, like a year or two. But most people would go for hairdressing. What made you go for the nails, even though you didn't know what you were getting into? Right.
I had a friend. And we had to say, okay, these are like the skills you just mentioned. We had tailoring, we had hairdressing, and we had these nails. So there's another friend. In fact, there are 2 of them. One is a lady, one is a female. So the male now proposes these 3 ideas, and we had to weigh our options as to which I'll be able to fit in. At the time, we knew that, okay, nails was just about just putting the nails, polishing, just cleaning them and all of that. I had no idea that there was a whole broader scope. Yes, until I got into family, I realized, like, okay, it's not just what I thought, because back home we used to just polish our nails, polish mom's nails and the ends and that. So when I got into it, it was different. So we had those options, and I felt like, my aunt used to do my nails for me in the house, and I liked it. So I'm like, okay, let me go to where I've seen polishing being done a couple of times. At least it's just polishing and it will not take too much of time. Little did I know that it was way more than what I thought it was. So that was how we were able to make that decision, because we said, okay, tailoring will take a lot of time. Hairdressing, at the time I had to pull on my knees. I could not stand for too long. Yeah, so I just said, well, that would be too stressful for me, so I'd rather sit and concentrate on maybe polishing. But like I said, I had no idea. So that was where now my female friend came in the picture, and she was like, oh, okay, I know somebody. He does nails very well. He's very popular. He's prominent. So I think you can go there and see him and you have a conversation. And that was how she made the recommendation, and I ended up working there. Yes, so that was how we made the choice.
And you fell in love with it?
Yes, I fell in love with it, and I've had no regrets from day one. None.
You've not regretted?
Never.
You still like it?
I do. I'm instead hoping to grow more into it. Yes, I have my own place, like a deep beauty spa, where I can train people. And be able to empower people in terms of skill acquisition. Yes, because like I said, I'm not only into nails, I'm also into eyelash extensions. Though I also do a side hustle of selling female stuff like bags and shoes as an added business. Yes, that's what I do.
Okay. So you went to school, you had your A-levels, you went and you had a degree in marketing.
Yes. HND to be precise.
And now you're a nails
tech.
A
nail technician, yes.
A nail technician.
Yes.
A professional nail designer. So could you have done nails when you look back and you look at what you're doing now? You know your skills. Could you have done nails without going to school, or is your schooling impacting the way you do nails?
Okay. Truth is, in our world of today, in our society of today, some people don't use the statement of school as scam. But then I would say school gives you a foundation. It gives you a basis to a certain level of exposure. Now, my business has been able to grow because of the knowledge I acquired from school.
Okay.
There are other factors that contribute to the growth of my business based on what I do. Like my work speaks for itself.
Okay.
But then in terms of publicity, advertisement, and being able to know how to manage myself amongst my competitors, I've been able to strike a balance. See, so school, I would say school is necessary. I would have still gone to school, then gone to do a skill if I'm asked again, because like I said, it helped me to be where I am. Well, yes, sometimes you say, oh, maybe if you go to school, you're going to waste time. But I don't think it's a waste of time, because you would have a certain level of exposure. You know how to manage your business very well, because it doesn't make sense if you have money, you cannot manage the money.
Right.
Yes, I believe school gives you that platform where you can be able to say, okay, this is one, this is two. And you know how to merge it. You know where to put 50 francs, you know where to put 100 francs. You don't just spend all at once. You know how to be able to manage resources. So it's important. I would have still gone to school and then later done the business. Yes.
Even if you have to do it
Even if I had to do it again, I'll still go to school.
Yes,
I'll still do it again. I'll still go to school and then do the business later.
Okay. So in school, did you guys do anything about customer service?
Yes, we did. It's a course.
And how are you using it in real life now?
I would say it's very important, though. Very, very important, because while we were in school, we're taught on how to be able to manage our clients. Now, there are clients who really push you to your extremes. But then, I would say it comes to a level of understanding. Like they say, you have to understand your clientele. You need to understand them, know how to manage them, manage their emotions. And that's one thing which has helped me maintain the customers I have till date.
Okay.
Because clients come to you because, I would say in my field, most times they share their problems with me. Like on the table, we get to talk a lot, get to interact, bond family-wise, and even personal sometimes. So if I were a person who was very stern, they will not open up to me.
Right.
And they will not come back to me because they want somewhere they can actually ease and relax themselves.
Yes.
And maybe have I would say, a girl-to-girl conversation.
Right.
Because we are all young people. There's always that sense of wanting to belong, of saying, okay, I saw this, I heard this, and wanting to have a nice bond. So, how do I say this? Customer service from school, learning it in school, has really impacted my business in a great way.
Ms Sumelong, at your shop, do you have apprentices right now?
Okay, at the moment, I don't have any. But I would say I've been training over the years, and I've had the opportunity to train 12 persons or 12 young women, yes. And I had one of recent, but unfortunately we had a small, I would say a small setback, and she had to leave. Not my making though, but she had to leave. But for now, I have suspended my training as a result of me wanting to improve myself, because every day things are changing.
Okay.
We have new designs that are coming up, and there's this need to want to get yourself improved and better so that you can go to know how to impact the next person who comes. So for now, my trainings are suspended. I work alone for now.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm open to trainings though. Yes, so for now, I suspended so that I can be able to prepare myself better.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were training, how much were you charging? Or during now, not, or just give us a range, like generally you should look like, and how long is a training? If you, like, I know there are different levels here, and even after training, you still have to be getting yourself trained.
Yes.
But the initial one that you can train somebody and send them out comfortably, how long do you think that should be?
Okay, I would say, thing is, there is no limit to time. Why do I say so? Because I've met people who have trained for 3 months and did not grab anything. There are people who have trained for 2 weeks and they're excellent. So there's no specific time. It all depends on the person's ability to grasp knowledge. So where I stayed for 2 months. I was good, but I was not good enough.
Okay.
And even after leaving my boss, I went to improve again later on in Douala 2 years ago to get a master class in improving myself. And that's where I got to where I am today, because of my master class. So reason I said so is because when I was in Douala, I met a student who was there before me. And even after I left, she was still not good. So you really cannot say, but normally what I do is at first I used to say 1 month for training per student. But now I have decided to do 1 month, 2 weeks, that's 6 weeks.
Okay.
So that we can use 1 month to tackle the most important things involved in the nail industry. And also we use 2 weeks, let's say, to tackle designs, because designing, it's a lot, and we can just use 2 weeks only for designs. Okay. So I charge, I don't know if I should give you now or before, because it has really evolved.
Okay.
Yes, it has really evolved. Before, when I started, I was charging 40,000 for a month, with products inclusive. But as of now, I charge 180 to 200,000 for 1.5 months, with products inclusive.
What happened?
I got better.
You got better?
Yes.
Okay.
I got better, and I can say I'm a master of my crafts now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I can
So
say,
you are giving more?
yes, I'm giving more. And I'm giving value for the students' money, because it doesn't just end at transmitting knowledge. We also give out referrals in terms of where to get good products. Yes, it's a whole service thing.
You said you're charging 180
Yes, 200,000.
to 200,000 for 6 weeks.
Yes, for 6 weeks.
Okay.
For the products inclusive.
The products.
And by these products, we have the machine, the lead machine, which we use in getting the nails dried. Yes. And everything becomes the student's property. Yes, it's not mine.
Okay.
Yes, it's not mine. So I give them to you to enable you to be able to practice while you're at home, and maybe to try on maybe a neighbor or a client. Yeah, because it doesn't just suffice at doing it on, because it's a mannequin. artificial hands, yes, which I buy and I give. So it doesn't just suffice that you practice on the mannequin. You need now a physical model, someone who we can relate with, because a mannequin you can control the mannequin. It's just a doll. Just one place where a human being will always shake, turn, and want to maybe change positions, and you have to know how to master that physically.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know they started on mannequins.
Yes, you do. We do. So that's how you're able to grasp the skill. Yes, you must do it on the mannequin before you go to a client, because you don't want to go and start bruising a client without you having knowledge on how to handle the mannequin. So when you can handle the mannequin, you can now try to impart the knowledge now on a physical person.
Okay. And is this skill that you acquired, is it financially sustainable for you?
Very. It has, like I said, I don't regret it one bit. It has been able to sustain myself and my family to the best of my ability. I'm not where I want to be yet, but so far I've done a lot for myself and for my family. Yes, because without it, I would say maybe I'll still be dependent on my mom.
Yeah.
I'll still be asking her for allowances, where I can say I'm able to take care of myself, which is a great responsibility, because if I was not working, my mom would still be taking care of me until this moment. From the day I started working, I became off my brother's budget. And even my younger ones, to an extent, I assist in the house. Yes, I take care of my younger ones. It's financially sustainable for me. Yes. All I desire is to grow in it. Yes, and use it as a platform to establish other businesses that I have. Yes, because it's not where I want to be at. I desire to do other things, but I'm using this as a platform to get to where I want to be.
Okay.
Yes.
So would you advise anybody who wants to get into this business based on, if, like me say, they have a liking for it? I wouldn't call it passion yet because it's at the beginning. They have a liking for it, but they are looking for something that they can do, maybe a housewife, a mother, or a young student like yourself, or even like students who are still in school and they want to just do it like part-time during weekend.
Yes.
Would you advise them that it's a good thing, based still on the financial part of it?
Okay. Yes, I'll advise. But one thing with business is, like all other businesses, patience. You not just start doing it and expect to succeed people. You must invest. And investment comes with products. It comes with your time. It comes with sacrifice. You cannot just wake up and say, okay, I'm doing this today. You should see clients trooping on your doorstep. No. There are days you don't even have clients, but you have to remain consistent. You have to push yourself to your limits. You have to want to do better. Not just for the client, but for yourself. Because when you do better, you feel confident. You can stand anywhere and tell people that, okay, I do this. And that's why I keep telling myself that even if I lose everything in this world, I'll never lose my knowledge, what I have. Wherever I find myself, I'll be able to place myself in any area and I'll be able to have money because I know what I have. I'm empowered with skill. So empowering yourself with skill is very, very important. And a skill like this pays off so greatly if you do the right thing, if you invest, if you're ready to sacrifice. Because it doesn't just end at you going for beginner training. You need to go for master training, because it doesn't suffice at just saying, okay, I know this. Learning never ends. And things are changing. The industry is changing. There are new designs are coming up. So for you to be able to meet up with trends and time, you need to change, you need to evolve. Yes, you need to ask questions, you need to make your own research, you need to do a lot of work. So at the beginning, it would seem a little bit hard. Yes, it would be very hard. Not necessarily very hard, because some people can easily grab knowledge, or easily grab stuff easily. But then, as long as you're determined and you're looking at the fact that, okay, you want to make a name and you want to sustain yourself. Sustainability is important. You want to sustain yourself and you're good to go. It's financially, it's a good business to invest in. Yes, and you don't have to also look at the fact that, okay, everybody's doing it. What do you have to offer? What makes you to stand out? That should be what you're looking at. What you have to offer, what makes you to stand out amongst other people. Why should we choose you? Yes, that's what makes you stand out.
That's very important. And when you started with your 2 months training and you got finished and you worked for your boss, and then from your boss you got your own place because you had saved up some money. Are there people that just do home visits? Like they do it in the quarters, or they have people come to their houses? Are there people who function that way? If they don't have money to get a place?
Oh, well, I started in the house before even getting a place. I didn't used to walk around. Like, I used to have a small bag. Even here, I used to go with my bag and my chair. Not with a chair. Sometimes I had a stool that would go around from door to door. Even in Modipo, I go, I'm like, I do nails, you know how to do your nails.
Wow.
Yes. Some people, there was something they used to call at the time DX Max. These people usually sell sprays and all these foreign products and things like that for this company. So most times when I knock on people's door, they feel like I'm them.
Okay.
I'm like, no, they immediately just send me away. I'm like, okay.
But you kept going?
I kept going. I told myself I'm going to stop.
Wow.
Yes. I just needed to put myself out there. Yes. I just had to put myself out there, and with the little I could make at the time, I was able to continue buying my products because the products were really expensive at the time. Now it's been way more cheaper.
Yeah?
Yes, it is way more cheaper. The products were really expensive. So what I was focused on at the time was to ensure that I always have products. Yes, I ensure that I always have products. So I'll move around, do nails, and come back home. And even go to people's houses without even paying for home service.
Hey.
Yes,
wow.
That was how I was bent on seeing to the latter. Like, I must finish this. I must get to I want to get to. Yes, I went to people's houses many times without being paid for a home service fee, because normally you're supposed to charge for a home service fee because you're out of your working space. Now you're in the person's comfort zone, and automatically you need to pay for that service. But I just had to go with the flow. And sometimes some people maybe tip me maybe for transport there and making a sacrifice. I sit on it.
Alright. So you went out there and you hustled?
Yes, I did. A lot of times. And I'll never forget the experience I had, because people always send me away. They always used to think I was taking marks. Yes. We're like, no.
Before you say a word.
Even before I say what, they're like, the moment they see my bag, because
I don't need that.
Yes. When they see my bag, they're like, okay, no one buy. And immediately it's like, no, not interested. Or sometimes like, okay, give me a number. At the time, complimentary cards are not the thing per se. Yeah, so I was like, okay, take my number. So someone will not call, but then we still keep going.
You kept going?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Until now, you're your boss.
Yes, I'm on boss.
You see?
Yes.
Oh my God. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you see, guys, you have to hustle it out. You really have to hustle it out. Now she's sitting here, she's her own boss. She's sustaining her family, not dependent on her mother at her age. And guess what? She has a degree. She has a degree. She's not depending on anybody. She's sustaining her family. She's not on the unemployment list. That's one thing we are working against, not to be on the unemployment list. So what is the growth prospect? You don't have to share everything. Some things need to stay private, but apart from going and obtaining new designs and new skills, is the nail industry, do you think it's going to continue like this, like growing and new designs coming up? Do you think women are going to keep coming? What do you see for the future?
A lot of prospects, positive prospects in that matter, for that matter. Why do I say so? Recently there was a competition which was launched in Boyaye. They call it the Battle of the Beauticians. And nail technicians were involved in it, where they get to compete and they get an award. Though I wasn't part of it, but I have been part of another one before this. I was second in that competition. And with the way things are going, it's going to be even more than what it is right now. It's the same as, I want to compare it to the beauty industry. It's advancing day by day. And if any person gets into it now with the determination of wanting to make a name and make a life out of it, trust me, you're not going to regret it. because, like I said, things are changing. And for myself, well, the longer goal or the greater goal is to have a whole spa. Yes, to have a whole spa where I have trainees, workers who, in my absence, will attend to my clients. Like, I don't want a situation where my clients will come and say, okay, because she's not there, I'm not going to go to that place. I want to, yes, I want to be able to impact them in such a way that even in my absence, my clients feel comfortable being around.
Right.
And like I said earlier, I want to use it as a platform to get to where I am because I'm more business oriented. Yeah, I like making my own money, like doing diverse businesses. So for me, it's all about business. Yes, business. That's just it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I feel like screaming. I'm really excited. Really. Okay. I think that would be wonderful. I think you can represent a beauty place, a beauty business, a beauty plaza very well.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Your skin is nice, your hair is nice, you're beautiful, you're colorful. I think it's going to boom.
Thank you very much.
It's going to boom. And one thing that kills African businesses is when they start and they grow to any level, then they become complacent, then they start being arrogant, they think losing one customer is nothing.
Yes.
But with your education and your hustle and the way you're talking right now, I can see that you got it. Yeah, you have the secret. Yeah. So I'm expecting great things for you. I'm expecting great things for you. That's amazing. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm really happy I have this platform to share. The journey has not been easy for me, but then with determination. And I forgot to mention, there are challenges, a lot of challenges, but you just have to see yourself as one who, you don't have to look at yourself as you are your own. See yourself as the only person in that field or in that area, and you'll be able to thrive. Because if you try to look at other people, what they're doing, you're going to be limited, and fear is going to make you not to put yourself out there.
Right.
Just do the work. Let the work talk. There's a trend on TikTok now that says, "Let the work talk." Let your work talk
for you.
Yes, it will speak for you wherever you go, and that's how you're going to get referrals. Nobody's going to say, oh, maybe they saw your sign. It's what you're doing.
Right.
It's what you do with your hands. As the person steps out immediately, referrals will start coming in, and that's just how you want to go.
Okay. All right. These challenges, are they like with competitors, or is challenges with the customers, or?
Or challenges from the clients, challenges from competitors, because that's what most people tend to do in business. They tend to, there's a word I'm looking for, it's in marketing, they tend to devalue your service by reducing their prices. They try, because let me say, should I charge 10,000, they go 5. Yes. And that way it brings down the value. So now you're forced to maybe go a little bit below, even though you know that you're offering good service, but then you just have to try. And in Boya especially, there are a lot of competitors, but then you just have to try to ensure that you strike a balance, not to lose value and still maintain your price. Because if you go below, it means you're losing value and you're losing your self-worth. Because knowing how much you've invested in terms of your products, in terms of your self-worth, in terms of lots of things, a lot of factors, yes, it tends to devalue everything. And the clients too, some of them are very, very uptight. You can schedule a rendezvous with the client, and the client doesn't show, and they don't call to cancel.
And they don't call?
Yes, it happens a lot of times. Yes, so that's one of the challenges you face. Or maybe the client will recommend that you want to do something, and you do it, they're like, oh, I don't like it. Even after you recommended, let's say, especially in terms of color matching, you tell the client, okay, this is going to go for your skin, and they insist you do it, they're like, no, I don't like it, and all of that. It causes a lot of problems. So try to find a way. Most times we just like, okay, let's share the losses. Yeah, since you don't like it, and I cannot lose everything. You just try to share the loss with them. And it's that way everybody lives a bit satisfied.
Right. Wow. Wow. Okay. I know that elsewhere, some places, it's like there's hair salons around. They would put a price for appointments. Because if you don't show up, they'll just be like, for example, to make an appointment is 500 francs and stuff. It's to combat that. And then they tell you if you don't show up in the first maybe 15 minutes, we are taking somebody else. And you know that is.
So where I was in Douala, my boss did that. And I would say he had made a name at the time, and clients complied. They had no choice. But now, the thing is, here in Boya, with the way things are, you hardly implement such policy. Because if you do, you're scaring them away. Because they know that they're going to fail at some point. So what I do is part payment confirms your rendezvous.
Okay.
You pay your part payment for your nail fee.
Okay.
Then I'm sure they're going to come. If you don't come, that means your money is gone. And you must come. Or maybe you can only reschedule.
Right.
We can only reschedule. Or if you come, maybe we've scheduled the time for 3 o'clock and you come at 4. I'm already working on the client, you have to wait. That's just how it is. That's how you can easily get them. Because if you say you want to put, if you don't come after 15 minutes, you probably fight with somebody one day. Because they're not joking about their money and they don't want to comply with time and still they want your service. So you cannot lose them. You just have to try to pacify them and yet be disciplined. Yes, so that method of part payment confirms your rendezvous is working tremendously for me as at now. What I do is I just tell them, okay, no problem, we have this and this time. Please kindly send me your money to your rendezvous. Part payment, when we're done, you can complete the fee, and that's how we work.
Okay, and it's working now.
And it's working, it is so far.
All right. Could you give us your social media handles?
Okay.
Where we can go and see your work and see what you're doing.
Okay, so on TikTok, I'm Nailstar22. Nailstar, yes, Nailstar22.
One word or separate?
No, one word. Nailstar22. Snapchat, still Nailstar22. And on Instagram, I'm at Suzy Mesang. The Mesang is MESANG. The Suzy is SUZY. Yes, Suzy Mesang. And what else? Facebook here, still Suzy Mesang.
Okay.
Yes, SUZYMESANG. Yes. And TikTok Nailstar Tweet too.
Okay.
Yes.
And here in Boya, she has a shop at Moliko.
Sosoliso to be precise. Opposite Infinity Mansion.
Okay. Yes. And the name of your shop?
It's called The Place.
The Place.
Yes. It's called
The Place at Sosoliso.
Yes.
Okay.
Though there's no signpost to indicate.
Okay.
We're having issues with council, so for now we're still trying to strike a balance with that. But it's called The Place. Yes.
Do you have a work phone number?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Could you give us, please?
Okay, the number is 671-828906. Again, 671-828906.
Okay.
Yes, on WhatsApp and through direct calls. Reach out to me.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so we are at the end of our conversation, and I am delighted. I hope you are. There is a lot of juice in this thing. Okay? If I start to regurgitate everything, the excitement in me, I'll be doing another episode again. Look, she has a degree and she is a nail technician. One of my guests here said, knowledge is transferable. We are not saying that don't go to school. We are not standing for that. Go to school, get the knowledge, and it's going to serve you in whatever place, in whatever position you find yourself later. Because knowledge is transferable. As you have heard, she has said it. She has gone to school, she has her degree, she hustled. Now she is a boss. And there are even bigger dreams in which I already believe in them. Okay? So we encourage us, dear Africans, let's not just sit and wait for the government. I say it all the time, they will not come through anytime now. We have to put our heads together and hustle this thing out. So until the next episode, if you are in Boya or you're around, you visit Boya, go. She has done my nail before. She is soft even with her work. Go visit her shop and tell her you saw her episodes on our YouTube channel. So until next time, have a lovely day. Thank you. Wow, amazing. Chai, you, give me a high five.